All right, folks. So, yep, it's yours truly out for a weekend. I'm with Dave Friars. He's got his camera out as well, and yeah, it's just two of us, I believe, this weekend, and got loads of bits going on. I've got what I've done is I had a knife blade. I've rehandled it. I received a piece of deer skin last weekend, so what I'm going to try and do over the course of the weekend is make a knife sheath for it, and a few other crafty bits, just to you know usual sort of stuff in the videos, a bit of cooking, bit of whatever really. So stay tuned for another good one. It'll probably be another one of them sort of camping in the rain jobbers, because we've had quite a bit of rain already, and but hey ho, it's all part of the fun. Catch up with you over the course of the video. Got some sausage rolls going in the old reflector oven, and also the wood that we were drying, or that Dave set out to dry, has now been set alight. We better get rid of that then. So for tonight's dinner, I've got a piece of rump steak and some hot jalapeno rice. So that should be a nice one, isn't it? I've got the old the grill there. So I'm going to stick the grill on the fire, cook my steak on there, and in the pot, rather than me put the rice straight into the pot and cook it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it in there, just put a little hole in the top, and then boil it. Right, get this fire sort of chilled down. I'll tell you what, the temperature's dropping, isn't it, man? Already, I've noticed it. Oh, God, what's going on there? Oh no, all of a sudden it's gone dark, isn't it? So I'll be cooking on that. So yeah, the bag, I've literally just put a little split in the top of it. And rather than pour the contents into the pot, I'll just leave it in the bag and then eat it together with the steak when it's done. Reduce on the old washing. So I'll stick that on the fire now. And then calm that fire down a bit. Just try and cook on the embers. And I'll get the steak on. So yeah, got a nice bit of rump. Some nice embers glowing there on the base. What you don't see right now is I'm struggling out of camera to get the bloody rump steak. Oh, lovely jubbly. What I thought I'd do for a change, because of all the sort of rain, I've actually dug out my swazi, my tar. I actually purchased from Ray Mears reluctantly, because it was just too expensive to get it from New Zealand, and I'm a bit of a tight ass, but I paid enough for the coat anyway. So yeah, I've sort of dug it out. I haven't worn this for ages, because I really overheat. I really do get hot. I mean, I've only got to run a mile and I'm sweating like I don't know what. So I've sort of dug out the swazi. As I say, I haven't worn it for a while. It probably looks quite big on me as well, especially where I've lost some weight. And yeah, I'll wear this weekend for a change. So cushy. It's browning up lovely. And that's the old titanium pot. Pathfinder Self-Reliance Outfitters, when they brought them out, they were actually using this one. It's by Boundless Voyage. But since then they've obviously had their the Pathfinder motif put on it, but it basically is the same pot, titanium. You know, as with anything with titanium, you've got to be careful what you're cooking it, how close it needs to be to the heat, and so on and so forth. But good bit of kit all the same. So as I say, the whole, I ain't going to burn anything in there tonight because it's got water and rice in there. Steak, rice, and a beer. That'll do for dinner tonight, I reckon. Lovely jubbly. Very nice. Well, here comes the rain again. Morning folks, what a night that was. That was a little bit of rain there, Dave, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
I mean, considering we've sort of like, Dave's got a setup here where he's got a parachute up, and you know, it made no difference at this particular occasion. It was, you know, we had the fire blazing. I mean, as it goes, the fire was very easy to get going this morning, so I've got a kettle on. It's just after 6 o'clock this morning, and get on with the chores of the day. But yeah, don't harp on about weather. It is what it is, isn't it? We're still dry, we're still alive, and I'm here to tell the tale. So yeah, so I'm going to have a cup of coffee, I think, this morning. Wait. Ladybird stopped playing then, almost. Look at that. Fancy, that's a travel one. Obviously getting into a bit of the old aero press and the coffees. I've got this one as well now. But I thought what I'd do is I'd use this one for camping, and obviously the one that I've been using in the past will obviously stay at home, but it comes with its own cup and all sorts, so yeah. You what, mate? That's cool. I like the fact that this is nice and contained more than the other one. Got some maple syrup in there for the sweetness. I'm going to drink it black. Getting a bit hardcore with the old coffees of late. Sorry Barney, I do still like my Darjeeling coffee tea, you know. I set the TP a bit too high yesterday. I was a little bit over ambitious, I think. Didn't take a lot of notice of the weather, which was sort of like a fault on my behalf. ID 10T error. And what I did decide to do in the end was just literally before I went to bed last night, just drop the ridgeline down to allow me to have more sort of shelter from the sides, because obviously the rain was splashing in. So today I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the configuration and go back to good old faithful plough point and set it up off the A-frame. Yeah, and that'll be my my shelter choice. I think we're due a bit more rain later, but who knows? You know, it can be a bit hit and miss. But yeah, I had a coffee now. I'm all zinged up. So I'll probably get now to changing the TP around. Right, so for breakfast today, I'm having some ham, pancakes drizzled in maple syrup. Now just the other night, my wife was, when I come back in from my run, my wife was watching something on BBC iPlayer, and there was a chef on there, Lorraine, I forget her surname, and she basically used cinnamon. She made pancakes mixed with a bit of cinnamon and ginger. I've got some cinnamon, but I haven't got ginger, and I've got maple syrup. And basically what she done was she made layers of pancakes, you know, 2 or 3 layers of pancakes, and in between she's put this ham, which she's sort of fried as well, and then obviously drizzled with maple syrup. So I think that'll be a bit sort of up in my games with a bit of breakfast. Normally I just have bacon and egg and stuff like that. So you know, sort of like getting a little bit sort of like posh in my old ways. I'm gonna have a. I've cheated on the pancake front though and bought, because I need to use these up because they're going out of date now. So rather than throw them away, I might as well just, as I say, put the water in, shake the bottle up. So that'll be my pancakes. Got some nice ham, and then I've got some maple syrup, and then I'll add some cinnamon to the mix. Whoa, look forward to this one.
Don't you do the pancakes first then?
Don't know.
Well, you don't need to cook that, do you, really?
Yeah, I'm going to. It needs to be cooked.
Yeah, but okay.
I'll just cook this and then put it in a pot. Lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
It almost goes like streaky, doesn't it, when it's
It does when you cook it, yeah.
when you cook it, because it sort of like swivels up a bit, doesn't it? Oh. Do. All this paper that separates it. That won't. So. Do. Save the rest of tonight, I think, to go with one of my other meals.
That would be vegetarian meal, wouldn't it?
So this is ham, all right, rather than bacon. My plan was to make a nice layer of pancakes, but unfortunately I'm having techno fear with the old pancakes sticking in the bottom, so I've just poured the mix in. Well, you know what, right? That didn't come out very bad, considering it had stuck in the bottom of the pan. I'm quite pleased with it. Yeah, it's come out right, actually. A lot better than I thought it was gonna. Well. And I suppose here's the Pierre Resistance to finish it off. We'll drizzle some maple syrup over that. Or drown it. Who knows, who cares? Maple syrup, isn't it? Well, that wood just keeps going for a little while. After last night we had a massive downpour, as you well know. So yeah, get some of that wood chopped, sawed. So if you don't want to sort of muck around with all the pot hangers and everything else, I suppose one simple way of doing it is just literally just making yourself up a little hook, putting a hole in it and then attaching it to a piece of paracord, or even metal if you want, or wire or something. And then you can suspend your pots and kettles and such like over the fire. Alright, this is really just for as an example. Alright, we've got pot hangers and all sorts here today. But obviously just a paracord wrapped around the top there, the main beam, and then a hook just to cradle the handle of the kettle. First of my crafting projects today is, as you know, if you've been watching the videos, you will have seen what I made last weekend. I made the bow, which is over attached to my rucksack at the moment. Friction firelighting kit. Used a bit of hazel, as I say, for my main drill. But what I like about this is that the idea is to kind of put a hole in the end there, and then you can sort of like reduce your drill bits. It's obviously not reducing the length, it's literally just reducing your drill bit. And then the idea is basically just to push that inside there, and then obviously use it the same as you would with your normal bow drill. Now this is the handle that I made for it, which works absolutely fine. It doesn't burn into the handle or anything like that, the way it's been obviously designed. But what I want to do is, my first project today is on my little wood shelf at home. I think this might be the other bit to my knife handle. If you haven't seen it already, I did post some pictures of it up on Instagram a few weeks ago. And basically this is an old braceleto blade that I had, and then obviously I've attached a piece of ash to it, burnt it a little bit. It needs a little bit more rubbing down, I'd say. And then what my second project today is obviously to make a sheath, because I've got got a bit of deer hide off my mate Stuart. So that'll be project number 2. But as I say, this was the other piece of ash that I cut off it. So I thought it'd be quite a good idea if I can make a handle that goes on top of the drill that's kind of domed with a recess in the middle instead. Now what I'll try and do, whether it will come up or not, I don't know, because of my techno skills at home. But during this video, I'll show you a quick picture if I can get it down onto the phone, onto the laptop, onto the video of how Patrick's one actually looks. And obviously I don't want to copy his one identical, but what I want to do is kind of get the smoothness of it, so it's almost like a dome, so it kind of sits, you know, sits comfortable in your hand, and then obviously you can apply pressure to the drill through the, you know, through the actual dome bit. So that's going to be the first project. All right, so stay tuned for that one. Shape that up a bit more now, round it up and all the rest of it. And that bit will obviously be the recess that I drill into. Chest plate for now, I think. mean, obviously I want it domed of some kind, but I want it to be comfortable in my hand. So I'm going to continue sort of rounding it off until I get it sort of dome shaped. I mean, it's not even too bad like that. I'll try and dome it up a little bit more, remove all the inner bark off of it and such like. I mean, this is quite a nice piece of seasoned ash, sorry. So it'll, you know, it's not like it's not gonna have no issues with it being green. I mean, when I made that bow drill kit last weekend, the hazel that I used for the bow and the actual stem was actually fresh hazel. It's actually green, but it hasn't split up or anything. So I shall continue. I hope you enjoy the process as much as I do. Well, the kettle's boiling, so that's going to stop play for a minute while I get myself a brew on. Nice cup of tea now. Nearly there anyway with the inner bark now, all shaved off. So I'll carry on with the dome bit, just tidy it up a bit, make it look a bit more aesthetically pleasing, I suppose. But at the end of the day, I'm not, you know, as much as I want it to look aesthetically pleasing, I do actually prefer it to be, as long as it's practical and it works. And, you know, I'm not into all that elegant stuff. I'm more of a try and be a bit more practical. All right, that's probably why this stuff don't look that nice sometimes. But anyhow. Right, port back in a minute, folks, after I get a brew on. Oh yeah, as well, I suppose I'd better let you know before I sign off. So I had my last roll up this morning, and you see me chucking stuff around later, then you'll know why. I've got a vape that's sort of in the background that I'm going to use just to take away the edge. But I think with me kind of upping my running game, as it were, I'm not, you know, as I say, I'm running just to sort of try and lose weight and you know, help with my mind and stuff like that. I'm hoping that you know, I might, you know, occasionally have a cigarette, but I don't want to go into it full time as I was. And surely it's got to help a little bit more on my running and my cardio. So it's worth a try, isn't it? 50 years old, I've got to be a bit careful now, you know what I mean? Got to look after the old ticker and stuff. So anyway, let's me babbling on. I'm going to go and make a brew. Catch up with you in a minute. This cup is just from my aero press. I'm kind of just using it at the moment just to have a brew in, and why not? I'll have a little drop of maple syrup in there, and I think for the sweetness. That'll do, not too much. Got to please Barney, you see. He goes a bit crazy when I drink a lot of coffee, Barney. Only kidding, mate. Love you, really. So now I'm just in the process of augering out this hole. Just taking it a bit easy. Dave's literally come back. He'll probably show it on his video, on his YouTube video. He was doing something on his hill people gear, and actually check a link out to his channel and go and watch his video and see for yourself.
I've got to carry more SF.
To slowly get in there then. So just got to go in a little bit more, probably about ½ inch or so, just to get that drill in there. Well, obviously with this being a bit of seasoned ash, and I'm just using the vice of my hands, all I'm literally doing with this is literally just going in. I mean, lucky enough I've only got to go in a short way anyway. That's pretty much there actually, that's not bad. That's pretty cool, I reckon. I don't know, I might go in a slight bit more, but literally all I'm doing is just taking it slowly and just scoring the wood. I don't know if that's the right way or the wrong way, but it's working for me. Obviously I want to be careful not to make my hands slip onto the awl, onto the auger even, onto the auger. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. We'll see how that goes. Alright. So what I'm going to do is now just shape it up, give it a rub down and such like, and then we'll see how all that goes. I don't know if that'll be alright or if that's too loose, but we'll see. You know, it's all part of the learning process. What I'm going to do first now, before I shape up this, you know, this handle, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test out the mechanisms, the workings of the actual bow drill, just to make sure everything's fine, that the handle ain't going to sort of twist and come out and all such like, so it's just comfortable before I actually shape it up and make it look a bit more fancy. So you know, I'm not going to start a fire or anything like that. I literally am just going to, if I do my old Steven Spielberg prowess, I'm literally just going to just set up one of the burnt recesses that I've already done there. Get it somewhere nice and flat, and I literally just want to try out, see what the handle's like. Let's give it a go, shall we? Nothing special. Well, that seems to work all right, doesn't it? You know, I'm not there to try. I've got dust, so I'm not. You know, I'm not trying to make a fire. So please don't start munting me off for this skill and that skill and you know, whatever. Anyway, whatever. Just me babbling on. I literally am just testing out the handle on top of the drill, and it seems to. Slightly different way of me, that one seems to be almost there, slightly different way of me using it, I think, rather than the sort of traditional way that everyone knows. At least I can now work on this dome and sort of make it a little bit more personal with the rest of my bow drill kit. So I'm using a lime burr, the drill bit is hazel, the bow is hazel, and the handle is ash, as you quite well know. And the beauty of it is really that you don't get that burnt bit in there like you do with your, you know, when you use it the other way. But hey ho. Oh. I mean, I'm really not bothered about that. I really just wanted to test the mechanism, the workings of the handle. We've got a little bit of smoke there. Hopefully it will go red. I think it will. So yeah, now I can shape that up and make it look a bit nice, as I say, to go with the rest of the kit. Are we getting anything? I think we will. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Alright folks, so yeah, we'll carry on doing it. Earlier on I showed you the hook that I made, and it was quite bulky, and this is kind of my interlude at the moment before I make a start on my sheath. What I'm doing is I'm just sort of thinning it down. It was quite a bulky hook really, I think. If it's something that I'm just going to carry in my kit or even in my pocket, I mean, it's obviously, I want it to be, you know, obviously it's light already because it's a piece of wood, but you know, and it's a small piece of wood at that. But you know, if I'm having it sort of, you know, to sort of just stick in my rucksack, I don't want it too bulky and cumbersome. So all I'm doing now is just kind of just, you know, thinning it down a bit more. And this is kind of my interlude really before I make a start on my sheath for the knife. So I'm kind of psyching myself up for it. Trying to get into that Zen mode, you know, because that's quite an important one, I think, trying to get that right. Yeah. Right, folks, I'm losing my bottle. I'm going to wait till I get home and do me sheath out the deer skin. I want to just take my time with it at home rather than sort of trying to do it here in front of the camera. I might still do a separate video maybe of me recording the process of me doing it, but I really want to do it in an environment in my shed or indoors. I've got clips and stuff like that to hold the sheath together while I'm wet forming it and stuff like that. Sorry to disappoint you folks. If you was interested in seeing that one, I'll probably do that in a separate video. Alright, so right, so because now I'm on a bit of an ebb now, like what else to do, at the moment in my kit, as you probably well know, I've got sort of 2 pouches at the moment that are kind of overfilling as for, you know, my sort of possibles pouch, as it were. One that lives, well, they both live in my rucksack. But what I've got here, I've obviously got a load of bits and pieces, all my sewing kit, paracord, some glue, you know, multi-tool, carving knife, and all bits and pieces. So what I'm going to try and do now is just basically try and get it all into this bag, and then into this one I'll be using as a sort of a fire lighting kit. So that's going to be a little bit of my project this afternoon, I suppose, away from carving for a change. You know what, it appears that I can't get away from carving. I've got all this I've got this roller bank line, and obviously it's quite a bulky item. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a bit of this wood, and I'm going to make one of those little flat sort of reels, just for obviously coiling it around it so I can go back in my bag. Whether it will be a less bulky item, I'm hoping it will. I mean, the beauty of this, I think, was the fact that what I would do was on here was that if I put the let me just put the camera down a sec and I'll show you. But what I did do was obviously put the tube in now, but it just still seems still a bulky item. So as I say, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a flat reel out of a piece of that wood, and then I'm going to wrap the line onto there instead. All right, so because I can't seem to get away from carving. So I need to try and get it sort of split so it's quite thin. Just hope it will split right through now. One flat piece. Oh, so that's not too bad now. So what I'll do is I'll just flatten it out a bit more, then just take a bit out of there, a bit out of that side, and then obviously I can bound the bank line onto it. See how that comes out. so maybe something like that. And as I say, I'll now just take the a little bit of the I'll move some of my carving tools that I had into here, spare pencil. So yeah, I'm looking at doing something like, you know, literally just taking it out of there. Something like that. Do the same again the opposite side. So we'll see how that comes out. Oh. So something like that. So put in a little stop cut in there. Well, in the process of me, as you can see there, I've slipped with the knife and just take.
Do you want it cleaned up, or you're alright?
Nah, it should be alright, I reckon.
Sablon if you want to put on it.
But I've just literally just cut my finger now, so obviously my knife's quite sharp going in, which is a good thing.
Come on, just push it on there, go on.
So I'll give that a little clean.
Medic! Medic!
Medic.
Look at you, mate. Hold your head in here.
Oh, so there it is then. I'm going to leave that bit of blood on there to mark this occasion. Obviously when I cut my finger today on the knife, twat. So we'll see now. We'll see if we can dispense that cord onto here and see how it comes out. Hopefully it won't be a little bit less bulky than obviously how it is right now. Right, so there we have it. I mean, obviously I haven't used up all the bank line. I could make a second one and obviously you know, roll it onto another piece of board, but do I need to carry it all? Maybe not. I could take it home and just stick it in my box of all my other cordage and stuff that I want, or as I say, I could make a second one. So there you go. It's a nice little project to be getting on with. I mean, you ain't got to put bank line around it. You can put paracord or whatever you like, really, but it's quite a handy little tidy thing to make for your you know, for your kit and such like, even if you want it just for your sewing box, you know, if you've got any loose thread and you just want to wrap it onto something. Right, so if there's one reason, right, why you keep your knife sharp and you always have a first aid kit on you, it's because look how sharp my knife will. I mean, you know, we like to try and keep our knife sharp, but there's the cut going right through there and it's kind of sealed it up. Alright, so what I've done now is I'm literally just gonna, you know, I'm not gonna go through like some sort of first aid demo, but I'm literally gonna, I've just taken the dressing off that I put on there earlier, that Dave had a plaster and helped me dress it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm literally just going to take all the excess blood off and redress it. So yeah, so it sort of makes sense why you obviously have your, you know, for your beginners or your advanced people as well, you know, not teaching you all to suck eggs, because you all know, you know, you all know this stuff, or you like to think you would, but you know, that's where the cut was. I don't know what happened. It obviously just, I just slipped off that bit of wood when I was doing the when I was making that little tidy for the bank line, and believe it or not, that's actually stinging right now. but hey ho, and I'm old, I can take it. So just dressing it off, wipe that blood off, and then I'll redress it. So yeah, jobbed. All right, cushy. Here comes the rain again. Oh, I don't know if you can see that, but I've got a cup of tea, and Dave made a scone cake today with honey and all that. So basically what we're having, or basically what I'm having, is tea and a scone. You know, we really know how to push the boat out, you know, know how to live.
Living the dream.
Living the dream, you know. So I've got a bit of scone cake with honey in it and all that. And a cup of tea. Well, good morning, folks. It's well, I don't know what it is, about 8 o'clock now. I got up twice in the night because the old urine bin ladder ain't as big as it used to be. So I suppose I had to get up twice. I suppose it was drinking a litre of water before I went to bed last night. I'd done it, but myself and Dave are just chewing the fat as usual, having a cup of the old Darjeeling Tetley, Barney. Alright, so shut your mouth. Alright, cup of tea on the go, fella. So yeah, don't really know what else to say right now, folks. I'm chilling. It's actually nice just to sit down and chill out, eat me porridge. Probably looks like something that's poured out of someone's backside, but I've been adding hemp powder, natural hemp powder, to me porridge as well as the protein powder. Quite nice actually. I think I put a bit too much hemp powder in it this time though, so I've had to put some maple syrup with it just to dampen the taste. Right folks, I'm going to end the video now, so hope you enjoyed that one. A few little bits going on as usual in the other videos. Dave's packing up his canvas. Thanks for inviting me over, Mr. Friars.
No worries, mate. It's always good, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, weather is a bit harsh, but we're just adjusting to the winter climates, aren't we? That's it.
That's it. There's either, like we're saying, there's either you get people that sort of go camping, or you get people that go camping. And yeah, there it is. So anyway, thanks for watching, you lovely people. Alright, same old thing, leave comments, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Join the mad other nutters that are already subscribers to the group. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell, folks. Apparently YouTube has changed some little bits where they're not going to email anyone to let you know your new videos are up. So best thing to do really is press that notification bell. Alright, so there it is, folks. So please take care, everyone stay safe. Descattys signing out, and I'll see you on the flip side. Take care folks, catch you later, all the best.